Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unpack the hidden stories in boring corporate documents. And today we are diving into KeyCorp's latest filing, where they're dropping some news that might just affect your money and your investments. Before we jump in, if you like getting straightforward, easy to understand insights from the world of corporate finance, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. And hey, we have an awesome community over on Discord, all linked in the description below if you want to chat more about this stuff. Alright, so what is the big deal in this report for KeyCorp? Well, basically they're telling us about their different types of stock, like their common stock and some fancy preferred stock options, and crucially when certain things are set to happen. Think of it like a company's to-do list for its shares and financial instruments, and it seems like a lot of these are scheduled for the 9th of December 2025. This filing is an 8K report, which is like an immediate update for investors. So when something significant happens at a company that the public needs to know about right away, they file this. Now, the company itself is KeyCorp, a pretty well-known name in the financial world based in Ohio. They are incorporated there and have been around for quite a while. Their ticker symbol for their common stock is KEY on the New York Stock Exchange. Beyond the common stock, KeyCorp also has several series of preferred stock. These are like a middle ground between common stock and bonds. They usually pay a fixed dividend and have less price volatility than common stock, but offer higher potential returns than bonds. The filing lists Series E, F, G, and H preferred stock. It is important to note that these are often held through depository shares, meaning you own a fraction of a share of the preferred stock. The main point of this particular filing, or at least the most interesting part for us today, is a Regulation FD disclosure. Regulation FD, which stands for Fair Disclosure, means that when a company releases some important information, it has to make sure that information is available to everyone at the same time. They can't just tell it to one big investor and keep it from the rest. So in this case, KeyCorp posted an investor presentation on its website on the 9th of December 2025. They mentioned that they might use this presentation when talking to investors and analysts, including at the Goldman Sachs Financial Services Conference held on that very same day, the 9th of December 25. This presentation is Exhibit 99.1 to this filing. While the report itself doesn't give us the juicy details from the presentation, we know it exists and was shared on the same day. The presentation likely elaborates on the company's performance strategy and future outlook. Since this is an 8K and an investor presentation is attached, it typically means KeyCorp is sharing some important updates or performance metrics that they want the market to be aware of. We can infer that without revealing specifics in the 8K itself, they are communicating something significant to the investment community. Now, the real meat and potatoes for us usually lies in the financial tables. Even though this 8K is more about disclosing an event, like sharing a presentation, we still look for any hints or context it provides. In this specific filing, most of the information is very procedural, like confirming the date of the earliest event and listing the securities registered. What is key here is that the date, the 9th of December 2025, is a recurring theme. This suggests that this date is significant for some corporate action or announcement. The fact that they are presenting this on this date and that many of the stock events are tied to this date suggests a coordinated effort to share information about their capital structure and potentially their financial health or strategic direction. So what does this all mean for KeyCorp? Well, typically when a company releases an investor presentation, especially around significant dates for their stock like this, it signals a few possibilities. They might be updating investors on their progress towards strategic goals, perhaps discussing their financial performance over a recent period or outlining future plans. Given that it is for a financial services conference, it is likely they are framing their current financial position and future outlook for a key audience. This filing is less a deep dive into raw numbers right here in the 8. K-form itself, and more of an announcement that there is new information out there for investors to digest via that presentation. The real analysis would involve digging into that attached presentation, Exhibit 99.1, to understand the story KeyCorp is telling. Looking at this from a high level though, the company is reaffirming its capital structure and engaging with the investment community. The focus on debt and preferred stock series E, F, G, and H indicates a sophisticated capital management strategy. We're talking about a company that manages its financial obligations and equity very carefully. Now, for my take on this filing is like getting a notification that a new episode of your favorite show is out. The real content is in the presentation itself. KeyCorp is telling us, hey, we have important stuff to share about how we're doing and where we're going, and you can find it here. This is good business practice for transparency. The fact that they are updating on their different stock classes tells us they are actively managing their balance sheet. The main strength for KeyCorp here is their proactive engagement with investors and their readiness to discuss their financial standing. The potential weakness, or rather the area to scrutinize, is understanding the actual content of that investor presentation. Without seeing it, we are making educated guesses. However, it's a positive sign that they are sharing this information. A notable opportunity for investors is to immediately review that investor presentation. It'll likely contain the key performance indicators, strategic initiatives, and financial forecasts that KeyCorp wants you to focus on. A risk is always that investor presentations can be crafted to paint a very rosy picture, so it's essential to read between the lines and compare what is said with other available information or historical performance. In conclusion, KeyCorp is signaling an important update to the market and inviting deeper engagement. This 8 cake is a notification, it's not the full story. The story is in the investor presentation. Keep an eye on that. Alright, that is our quick decoder for this KeyCorp filing. What do you think this means for the company and for investors? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, give it a thumbs up. It really helps us out, and don't forget to subscribe for more corporate deep dives. And seriously, check out our Discord community linked in the description for more discussions. Thanks for watching, and well, see you in the next one.